Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Mr. Richard, and this is Richard Get Richard. And today, our subject is getting funding for our business because all small businesses, large businesses, medium sized businesses, startups, expanding, buying existing, you're going to need some kind of capital. You're going to need some kind of money or some kind of funding to get that business to the next level. And this is the place you need to be. So, today, we're going to talk about all the different services that my company has. And if they're applicable to you, reach out to me and see if we can get something going, and or click the link in the bio, join the free class and learn more about these products and my services. So let's go over here, and it's a lot of them, and let me know what's applicable to you. Let me know if this will work for you, or you know if you ever do need this in the future, you know where to go to get it. So let me go over here and share my computer with this. Okay, so product number one is a credit line hybrid lending, which you'll hear it referred to as multiple different things: credit stacking, hybrid credit lending, business lines of credit, business credit cards, whatever. If you hear one of those terms, it's generally the same thing. Okay, so one, your requirement is a 680. So if no one ever told you what the requirements are for a good credit, 680 will get you the majority of, if not all, programs out there. You probably try to shoot for a little over 680, but 680 will kind of get you there, right? Your utilization needs to be below 40%. If your utilization is pretty much over 29%, you're not going to have a 680 anyways. No more than 4 inquiries. 5 inquiries should be max. That's just standard stuff over the last 12 years, but credit inquiries fall off every 2 years. And no bankruptcies at all, which if your credit is over 680, you probably should have a bankruptcy anyways. If you wanted to get that bankruptcy off, I offer credit repair services, so look out for that if you want interested in that. No judgments, no late payments in the last 2 years, no charge-offs, no any of that stuff. To have a 680, you probably much can't have none of that stuff anyways. They like seasoned banks, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's a disqualifier. That just means that they want you to have some kind of personal credit that you're taking care of. So whenever they go for multiple lines of credit, then you look more pleasing to banks. So the credit cost, it's an upfront payment of 9% after you get the lines of credit. So for example, let's say if we got you $50,000, 9% of that is like $5,000 or something like that. But to all my mentees and anybody who works directly with me, I give you a discounted rate. This is the fee that they charge for their team, and I can't control it. And majority of all people that do this are going to charge the fee too. But I tell people like this: if you wanted to expand your business or buy a business or buy real estate or buy storage units or buy ATMs or buy, you know, whatever, if you had to pay a small fee, and then when that money starts coming in, just pay off that fee with the income coming in, wouldn't it be worth it? I tell people all the time that yes, it would. Like I know people to buy and expand their real estate portfolio, buy and expand their business or buy existing businesses with some of these lines of credit. And I've seen them range anywhere from 30, 40, 50 to 300, 400, 500,000. Actually, I met an individual a couple of weeks ago that got a $700,000 line of credit. And he took that line of credit and bought multiple mini businesses. And, and now would you say, oh, well, he had to pay $60,000 or 9% or whatever this is. But yeah, now he's making millions of dollars a year. Like, don't look at the cost, look at the overall process and what you're gonna do with it. Have a plan and know what you're gonna do with it. Just don't get it and then don't do nothing with it. You gotta have a plan before you even take this stuff on. And then I think you should be successful with it. But that's one program. That's hybrid credit stacking, um, business funding. That's one of them. Next one that we have is it's called business revenue. So if you already have an existing business and it's doing $10,000 of gross income, and it has to be last 6 months, and it has to be your bank statements have to reflect, and you need only a 500 credit score, no recent bankruptcies, they will give you a loan. For your business to be established for more than a year, and they can give you, if you need to have so many deposits, so much income coming in, and you can get a decent amount of money. They can deposit $25,000 or more in your account, and all they're doing is baking it off of how much money you're bringing in. So it's 500 credit score. The majority of people generally have that. So it's pretty much they're taking the money that your business is making and giving you lines of credit to pretty much keep your business going or expand your business. So that is a business revenue. It kind of sounds like what it is. It's they're taking the revenue of the business and giving you a line of credit against it. Accounts receivable. That means that you have a 80% of a purchase order. So a good example of this is, let's say, for example, you have a business and you pre-sold a watch. I'll say a watch or something, or let's say a microphone or something like this. You pre-sold 100,000 of these, and you took $10 for all these you pre-sold. Now, you have all these orders that you need to fill, and whenever you fill them, you're going to get all the money back. So they're going to give you 80% of that orders so you can fill that order. But typically the purchase order has to be a large amount. So $200,000 is the minimum they want to do. $200,000 to $20 million. This is some big boys and big girls stuff. So if you have accounts receivable, and they'll actually give you 85% of the purchase price or the purchase of the order. So if you have pre-orders for up to 20 million, $19 million worth of pre-orders, you just went on your website and you said, yo, normally these are $100, I'm selling them for $5 a piece. But you got a manufacturer overseas that are selling to you for $1, but then you got to, they want their product, they do like pay on delivery or something like that, which is kind of dated. They don't do that hardly anymore. But let's just say you have a big purchase order and you want to go ahead and fulfill that order. That's what that is, right? Equipment loans. So if you already have an existing business and you want to get an equipment loan, the equipment loan is you need to be 2 years in business, 500 credit score. Most type of equipment will apply. Long haul, trucking, you need to have 2 units in your fleet. So sell leaseback program, that's kind of like majority of people don't really do that. So I won't go too much into detail about it because it's like a process that really people don't use. It's like if you have equipment and you want to like lease it before you buy it, they'll give you the funds to lease it. And then if you want to buy it afterwards, then they'll just approve you for the loan if it's making money. It's kind of like most people won't use that. Okay, let's get into some other stuff. So retirement account, a 401k. So what happens is if you have a 401k and you want to get a loan against your 401k, you can do it up to $35,000 minimum on your 401k, and you can receive 100% of the value of that. So let's say if you have a 401k and you can't no longer be contributing or be an employee there, but let's say if you have a 401k and it's just sitting there, right? 50, 60, $100,000 just sitting in there, then you can get a loan against that. Or you can actually do something else. You can make a C Corp, make yourself the manager of that C Corp, and then allocate those funds to purchase a business or real estate. But one way you use the funds to fund the deal, and the other way you just secure the funds by getting a loan against it. But securing the loan against your funds, it's almost like using other people's money versus using your own money. So the retirement account one actually makes a little more sense. IRA funding is IRA 401k, kind of the same thing, $35,000 minimum. They'll give you 100% of what the value of it is. So if you have a $50,000 fund, they'll give you a loan for $50,000 if you don't work that job anymore. And you can use that to buy businesses. You can use that to buy real estate or whatever, kind of expand the business you have or whatever. Securities. Securities is just a fancy word for stocks and bonds. So you must have at least $75,000 worth of stocks and bonds, or $60,000 worth of treasury bonds. So you've got to be over $75,000 for this to even work. And it can't be a retirement account. A retirement account is your IRA, your 401k. So you would use a different loan. And they would give you 90% of the value of those stocks. So you're getting a loan against your stock portfolio or your treasury bonds or your bonds portfolio. Let's say if you have $100,000 worth of stocks, you can get 90% of the value of those stocks as a loan. So if you default, I guess they're just going to take the money, which don't default, pay your bills. And then the creme de la creme of all funds. Everybody always talks about it. I want an SBA loan. This one states that you need to have a 650 credit score. Everything that I've always taught was a 670. One lender says a 660 and another one says 680. I mean, we're shoot for the best credit score you can get. Then you can get the best score, get the lowest interest rate possible. Because one thing about SBA loans, they have a flat rate and then they have what's called prime. Prime is pretty much everybody qualifies for if you hit a certain number, but if you have a lower number, then you have to pay like a premium for your loan. So for example, let's say if it's 10% plus 4% prime, which is really not, but just for sake of argument. So if you have the best credit in the world, we'll say 850, you're gonna get the 10%. And let's say if you have a 745, then you might get 10 plus 1% prime. So you might be 11. Let's say if you have a 690, so now you might be 10% plus 2.5% prime, which will make your interest rate at 12.5. You'll still get the loan, but you have to pay a little more juice for that loan versus the people who have better credit. So you need to have a business that's greater than 2 years old. But like I said, when we buy businesses, we shoot for ones that are been in business way longer than 2 years. And then it says you need to show profit in the business and tax return over the last 2 years, no losses. But why the hell would we even buy a business that doesn't have gains? We don't buy losers. We only support winners, right? No felons. So sorry if you're a convicted felon. It's a federal loan, so no defaults on if you have a VA loan or FHA loan or student loans. If you default, it won't get it. The process takes 4 to 8 weeks on average. From what I've seen, it takes about 6. You can use as working capital or to purchase real estate. So you can use the SBA loan to grow your business. You can use the SBA loan to expand your business. You can use SBA to buy a business. You can use SBA to buy real estate. You can use SBA to buy a business with real estate, and you can use your SBA to buy an existing business that expands on your business that has real estate attached. It's the trifecta. It's the trifecta. It does everything, right? Credit requirement is needed. Cash injection, 10% down, depending on if you want to buy existing business or just use it to expand the business you got. And knowledge over the business that you already get, which if you know what you're doing, you can work on that. And if you're on my team or you with me, I'm gonna get you right. SBA Express, it's kind of the same thing. It's just faster, but they need a little more in depth of the business because you're in a seasoned business, so you can get capital faster. That's the easiest way to think about it. Right? And then SBA acquisitions, right? That's what we talk about. SBA acquisition, right? We're buying existing business. It needs to have manager history of ownership, kind of what we already talked about. 3 years of the financials, which that business is going to be older than 3 years. That's what we talk about. This one says 10 to 20% down with these guys. I had a question in my DM saying that, should I go through the SBA through these guys? No. Don't do it through these guys. Go through my guys, because my guys would get you 2.5%, 5%, or 10% down, right? 15% down is trash, right? We shooting for the lowest amount of money coming out of pocket, right? And then we have some other SBA projected based loans. So you can get loans contingent upon what you think your business is going to make in the future. Right? I'm not gonna harp on that too much. And then also we have real estate. You can buy real estate, get a real estate loan through here. Like now I said, we have multiple real estate loan lenders. If you want to use these guys, that's fine, but just shoot me a DM or let me know, yo, I got a real estate play I want to do. I need your guys, right? And I'll either tell you to go through these or my other guys. My other guys are way better. At least I feel like they are. But 15, 30% down, can't carry a residential. I think my guys are better. And also, financing, book a business financing, personal financial statement. Last 2 years, book a financial report. Majority of people ain't gonna fall into people, but that is the business programs that we offer here in a nutshell. And to get access to those, I prefer you to be a member of the team, and then I can get you access to these stuff possible. But if you don't, you can shoot me an email, and I can get you connected to the right people and kind of shoot you in the right direction. But for those individuals who are in the program that are working directly with me, they get a discount on a lot of this stuff, and they get direct access to this stuff, and they get their process worked up faster. So if you're not a member yet, click the link in the bio, join the free class, learn more about it. And if you are a member, just shoot me a DM or shoot me a message, and we can kind of go from there. But this is Mr. Richard. Thank you for watching. Get your business funded, get your business growing. Let's start buying these businesses, and let's get this paper.